This video is going to show how to work the row after we work the loop stitch in the loop collection of patterns. If you have not learned how to do the loop stitch yet, or the loop stitch yet, there is a video on my website, craftingfriendsdesigns.com, and it'll just be the loop stitch tutorial. It'll show you how to work this stitch here. So for this video, we're going to learn how to work the row following this. Now, with all the different patterns I have using this stitch, this row will vary in the fact that it may use a single crochet, it could use a half double crochet, it could use a double crochet. So watch your specific pattern that you're working to make sure you use the correct stitch here and also the correct stitch count. Some of them will work a steady row of stitches while others will have to increase. So those are two things to watch. This is just to show the stitch placement so that you know where to work your stitches after the loop stitch. So right now I'm working loop the loop boot cuffs, and for this pattern we're going to work double crochets in the next stitch, or in the next row. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold, just push the loop stitch forward, and there are the two double crochets that form the X stitch. We're going to be working between those stitches, but we want the loop to show, so we're going to push that forward and we're going to insert our hook between those two stitches behind the loop. And I'm going to do, for this one, I'm just going to do 2 stitches. Okay, so your loop stitch still shows, your regular row is right there behind, and then the next set we're going to go between the 2 stitches of the next X stitch. Okay, so that will give you a straight row to work on for the next round or row depending on the pattern. And the same thing with the next loop. We'll just push that forward and work between those 2 stitches. And then again in the X stitch between the 2 stitches. Kind of makes it easier so you're not fumbling trying to get in the tops of the stitches, and then you don't have so many stitches right here and then nowhere to put it behind the loop. So that is how I do it. So your color does show through there a little bit. So if you don't want the color to show through, I would use the same color stitch or same color yarn for the next row. But I kind of like the little pop of color. Next up, we're going to learn these loops can have a fun little texture if you leave them alone. But sometimes we don't want to leave them alone. So the next video we're going to do is to show you how to tack those down so they don't snag on things, especially for the boot cuffs or cowl. It's completely optional, but that is what our next video will be. So I hope you'll join me there.